Hola! I am back once again, and today we will be learning a new exciting topic in Unit 1, Theory to Practice, Observing Learners and Classrooms in the Philippine Education System. But before anything else, let me introduce myself. Good day, everyone. I am Kianjin Gilirawan, a fourth year bachelor in elementary education. So, before we delve into the topic, allow me to present to you our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify the different learner needs and multiple intelligences as described in Gardner's theory. Determine appropriate strategies that address the diverse learner needs by applying the concept of multiple intelligence. And integrate respect and appreciation for diverse learner needs and intelligence in classroom interactions. Let's start by understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow argued that survival needs must be satisfied before the individual can satisfy the higher needs. At the bottom of the pyramid is a physiological needs. It is a biological requirement for human survival. Teachers must ensure students' basic needs are met first. For example, air, food, drink, shelter, clothing, and sleep. Our most basic need is for physical survival. Once that level is fulfilled, the next level is what motivates us, and so on. The next is safety needs. It involves predictability, order, and control. These include job security, health, financial security, and freedom from harm. As their second guardian, we have to make sure that our students have a safe and supportive environment and classroom atmosphere. It helps students focus on learning instead of fear for or anxiety. For example, emotional security and physical safety. A student who feels unsafe from bullying or who worries about the family problems may not participate in class well. The next is love and belongingness. It reflects to the human need for social connection, includes friendship, family, and romantic relationships. A sense of belonging and acceptance is essential for psychological well being and can even override safety needs in some cases. Teachers can foster a collaboration, peer activities, and group projects so students feel included and valued. Next, we have the STEAM needs. It includes self respect, achievement, and recognition from others. STEAM is a typical human desire to be accepted and valued by others. People often engage in a profession or hobby to gain recognition, which gives them a sense of contribution or value. Of course, as a teacher, you must be extra careful in handling your students. Be careful not to hurt their feelings and confidence. On top of the pyramid, we have the self-actualization needs. It is the pursuit of realizing one's full potential through personal growth, creativity, or achieving meaningful goals. In fields like education, Maslow's framework helps identify barriers to motivation and guides strategies to fulfill various needs. What if intelligence isn't about how smart you are, but about how you are smart? This question challenges the way we usually think about intelligence. Instead of focusing only on grades or test scores, it opens our eyes to the many ways people can be intelligent, whether through music, movement, language, or problem solving. As educators, this means we need to understand not only the learner's needs but also the diverse intelligences they bring into the classroom. Gardner's theory places an emphasis on the idea that the traditional understanding of intelligence by means of IQ testing is far too limited. So, to broaden this notion of intelligence, Gardner introduced 8 different types of multiple intelligences consisting of logical mathematical, verbal linguistic, musical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic intelligence. Learners have diverse needs depending on their dominant intelligences. Teachers should provide varied strategies and activities to help all students succeed. Recognizing multiple intelligences allows us to respect learner diversity and differentiate instruction. So the first one is verbal linguistic. These learners have highly developed auditory skills and are generally elegant speakers. They think in words rather than pictures. The next one is logical mathematical. This is the ability to reason, logic, and numbers. These learners think conceptually in logical and numerical patterns, making connections between pieces of information. They are always curious about the world around them. These learners ask lots of questions and like to do experiments. Next is bodily kinesthetic. These learners express themselves through movement. They have a good sense of balance and eye-hand coordination. Example, ball play and balancing beams. Through interacting with the space around them, they are able to remember and process informations. Next is visual spatial. These learners tend to think in pictures and need to create vivid mental images to retain informations. They enjoy looking at maps, charts, pictures, videos, and movies. Next is musical intelligence. These musically inclined learners think in sounds, rhythms, and patterns. They immediately respond to music, either appreciating or criticizing what they hear. Many of these learners are extremely sensitive to environmental sounds. Examples, crickets, bells, or dripping taps. Next, we have the interpersonal intelligence. These learners try to see things from other people's perspective or point of view in order to understand how they think and feel. They often have an uncanny ability to sense feelings, intentions, and motivations. They are great organizers. Generally, they try to maintain peace in group settings and encourage cooperation. The next one is intrapersonal intelligence. These learners try to understand their inner feelings, dreams, relationship with others, and strengths and weaknesses. The last one is the naturalistic intelligence. This is the ability to recognize plants and animals, to make distinctions in the natural world, and to understand the systems and define categories. As teachers, our role is not just to deliver lessons, but to recognize these diverse needs and strengths, to design learning experiences where every student feels supported, valued, and capable of success. Because when learners' needs are understood and their intelligences are nurtured, education becomes not just effective but truly meaningful.